Okay, here we go. So just make sure your devices, if you're pulling this up on YouTube or you pull it up again, just put your devices, your sound up, and I will try to keep my volume up. A little hard on voices to do that for an hour, to keep it at a high register, but I will get this settled, because this is a service and I'm paying for it every month. So I want to make sure I understand what the problem was. So we've got one more thing to try, and I'm hoping this is coming through. So see what I'm doing? I'm just starting a gentle rowing motion, stepping forward motion. But here's the deal. This is a simple way to warm up. It's a great way to warm up every joint having to do with your arms and every joint having to do with your legs. So if you're not thinking, though, as you're doing this, you could be doing some detrimental compensatory moves. One of them is when I'm stepping forward, if you lean out too much, you start to do what we call flexing the back. I want you to extend the back. So when you step out in this simple maneuver, you say rib cage up. You think somebody's pulling you up from your top of your head. Oh dear. Mac, stop. He's alerting. Mac, just go lay down on the couch like I tell everybody not to do. Dogs get diabetes too. But I don't want him barking right now. Anyway, okay, so I've given you the first precaution in this very simple warm-up maneuver for joints, for your back, for your brain. So far, we've been not crossing midline. We've been rotational moves forward. And I cautioned you about the first little juggernaut, which is right here. If you're doing this, you need to stop doing that. When I take this step out, my knee needs to be soft. I need to think somebody's pulling me up from the top of my head, or say rib cage up, whichever works for you, okay? So that's number one. Number two has to do with this back foot. When you walk, it is a normal, it's a correct heel-toe, toe-heel positioning. Many of us mess ourselves up, not only with our Achilles, not only with our knee, not only with our hip, but we mess up all the way up the chain, because when we walk, we're walking with our toe out like this. And you see this a lot, you see this. Watch, when you are looking at people, when there's a big group of people around, which maybe there's big groups of people anymore, I don't know. But when people are walking, when you're walking, and that's what I'm concerned with right now, is those of you who have joined me on Zoom, I want you to be in the know. Well, you want to extend yourself, if for no other time today, during this 1 hour. And we're going to do strength work. And when I start putting weight in my hands and I do a move like this, well, if I'm not lined up and if I'm not aware of that, then I could do myself some damage. So it's all in alignment, especially if you have joints replaced, especially if you have arthritis, especially if you have knee issues, osteoporosis. Alignment, alignment, alignment will give you the best chance to manage this whole thing. So, when you're stepping forward, you say rib cage up. You correct that foot in the back and in the front. You don't let it turn out like a duck. And see, this is the first thing people do. The first thing when they're stepping out and doing a task like this, they turn their foot. Why? They're trying to hold balance. Yes, they're widening their base of support by doing this. Okay? If I function like this, there is a problem. Number one, you look dumb. You just look, you don't look the way you want to look. Okay. Okay. That's the lesser of everything. The worst thing is you're not lining up properly. Okay. And you can retrain yourself. That's the deal. You can retrain yourself really, really well. See that? Take a breath. So everything's straight. And then the last thing is, as you're saying rib cage up, you keep your chin tucked. Okay. And you keep your elbows in. Don't flare your elbows right now. We will do that maybe in a minute, but not right now. Okay. Now I'm gonna wake up the brain. Are you ready? I'm gonna go across like this, but look at my feet. They're still going forward. My knees are not locked. They're soft. I say rib cage up, then I bring it back. Okay. Then I step across and I turn my pole to this side. So what am I doing? I'm setting up a very nice move for not only my hips, but my mid to lower back and my shoulders and upper back. So cross over, take a look. If when you crossed over, you turned your toe back here, well, don't do that, okay? Soften your knees and then pull. See that? There's nothing jerky. It's a very smooth way to wake up and to get your spine functioning better, to get your hips functioning better, and especially you're crossing midline. So you're getting your brain on board, okay? Big breath. So it just reminds me of when I was teaching this principle. My husband would say, I think you need to go do that move a little bit more to get your brain on board. I just remember these comments, okay? I won't tell you what I said to him. Here we go. I distinctly hear Kay laughing right now. Okay, here we go. See, I just do a little step, step, step. See this? Step, 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 and come back. My knees are soft. My knees are soft. My toes are forward. My rib cage is up. Yeah. Okay, now I'm ready for a bigger move. See this pole? I'm going to go pull in. See that? But here's what I want you to notice. When you pull in, you're going to do one of two things. You're going to pull in and you're going to keep your elbows up. And if you do, that's great. But if you keep your elbows up, guess what I think you're probably doing? You're letting your shoulders come up. Now we will do that, but not right now. Drop your shoulders and try to see if you can pull that bar right under your chin without doing two things. Without lowering your elbows, raising your elbows, or dropping or lifting through the wrist. So you want to do what we call neutral wrist position, which is right here. It's not here, it's not here, and it's not here. Got that? So as you're standing here, you're dropping your shoulders, you're saying rib cage up, you're pulling in. Okay, and you may say to yourself, well, we need to get on with lifting. This is a lifting day. Why is she spending so much time doing this? I will tell you why. Because when we do this with even 5 pounds in either hand, and you're doing these funny compensatory moves, it creates problems. So I'm not there to watch you, so you have to be your, you can't cheat, you little slugs. Okay, here we go. Pull in, see that? Pretend that you have 5 pounds in this hand, 5 pounds in this hand. And don't do those funny things with your wrists, your shoulders, your elbows. My knees are soft. and I'm rocking from toe to heel, okay? And as I do this move, those of you who have shoulder issues, forward head syndromes, this is gonna push you. So pull that chin down, keep your shoulders down as you pull this in, and pretend that you have 5 pounds or more in each hand, okay? Those of you who do have shoulder issues, you may not be able to do work with weight at this level, okay? So what do? Number one, you lower the weight that you're going to pick up, and you go lower like this. See that? And that's perfectly fine. And then test yourself, come up and come back, okay? And see which level you're able to really handle it. And then ask yourself, could I do it here with 5 pounds in each hand, okay? And you notice whenever I come out, I don't go locked out. I don't lock out, okay? Keep your elbows a little bit soft because that's going to help you keep your shoulders down, okie dokie? And then you sweep down and then come right to there. Sweep down. Yeah, we'll end with our warm-up. This is what we did warming up, remember? Okay, and so as you step out, did you get back into that little habit of leaning out too far? That's the number one. Did you get back into the habit of pointing your toe out like a duck? Pull it back in. Try to hold balance, okay? This is a simple step out, rolling from the heel to the toe and the toe to the heel, and it's doing just a rowing action, okay? Take a big deep breath. Yes. Now, before we really get into lifting, we're going to do two things. We're going to wake up the back muscles here, gluteal and hamstring, okay? And how are we going to do that? Again, with a pole. Those of you who have balance issue, when you do one-legged work, make sure that you are where you can put your hand on a chair, on a pole, on a wall, okay? So I'm going to step just like I did before. I'm going to drop my chin. I'm going to say rib cage up, and I'm going to pull and then pull, okay? It's two moves. I'm going to do it kind of like a backward walking. See, backward walking. Only I'm going to change, and I'm going to lift, and then I'm going to pull. And many of you are going to notice one side is going to be much stronger and easier to do. So go to your toe first. Now squeeze your butt. Do not lift this leg in this way unless you've done this first move, which is toe. Now squeeze, tighten, lift. And when that leg comes up, this leg is soft, almost bent a little bit. Lift and then pull. Okay, it's not done fast. And again, hand on a wall, hands helping you with your balance on a pole, or hand on a chair. Perfectly fine. Actually preferable than you falling. Okay, step back. Okay, before you lift your toe off the floor, what are you supposed to be doing? Everybody should be screaming, squeeze your butt. Yes, squeeze your butt. Drop your shoulders, soften your knee, boom, and then heel to hip, okay? And bring it back down. Switch, toe, tighten in, squeeze your butt, lift, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then bring it in, okay? Other leg, toe, tighten, get your shoulders down, squeeze your butt, lift, and then pull in, heel to hip, and then come down and come down. You don't have to do this fast, but I'm telling you, those of you who have, as Marilyn will say, wonky hips, this move that I just now did, and I only did a couple because I'm wanting you to wake up back here. If you get to where you can really do that properly, and I'm fine for you to do it like this, as long as you don't lean in, okay? You can do this all day long, as far as I'm concerned. As long as I can crack a pecan on your butt. You need to tighten that rear end, okay? That's a contraction that needs to happen. And why am I hammering on this? Well, because we sit on that thing all day, okay? A lot of us, some of you might not, but most of us are just putting these things to sleep all day long, okay? You've been sleeping, so you got to wake them up, all right? So now that we've done that, we're going to do the first test that we're going to do today, okay? We're going to do 2 major tests before we start to lift, and then at the end, I'm going to do the second test. It's a balance test. So this is a predictor, and I'm going to give you levels. I'm not going to tell you right now how many, but we're going to get our chair ready. And you see, I'm not going to use a pad, okay, because I have warmed you up. That means I'm going to go ahead and sit on the chair, a normal chair height. Now, I'm going to come right here, and here's the test. And I'm going to run my little stopwatch. So get yourself ready. We'll do 2 so that you get used to doing this, because I really want you to give yourself this test probably weekly. It's going to give you information as to your likelihood of fitting into or not fitting into a category that's termed frail elderly. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's 30 seconds, okay? Now stay with me, because I am gonna do our time. All I want you to do, let's practice once. So I'm right here. I'm stepped out because I don't want to hurt my knees here. So I'm right here. And when I go to stand up, I'm going to put my hands like this, okay? Now, if you don't feel like doing this, of course, don't. Just do the work. Just do the work. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, okay? Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. You keep your hands here. Make sure that you don't drift, okay? And you sit down. And you push your taillights back and you stand up and you have your hands right here. Now, if you have significant pain because you know you have arthritis in your knees and your hips, yes, this test is significant for you because it's telling us our likelihood of going into that category, frail elderly, or the likelihood you have of that you're going to end up falling, okay? So, and I'll give you levels in just a minute for your ages, but I want you to do the best you can. Got it? Okay, so here we go. I have my stopwatch here, but it has to see me. Okay, this is going to be a 30-second test. I want you to do a sit to stand as many times as you can, okay, until I say stop. Got it? Here we go. So I'm right here, and I'm going to look under there. I'm going to always make sure that I'm going to sit on my chair, okay? Here we go. Get ready and start. Yeah. 4, I got 4. 5, I got 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and stop. That was 30 seconds. I did 14. How many did you do? Okay. Take a big breath. Have you got it? Okay. Walk around a little bit. Are you breathing? Yeah. You should. Okay. Take a big breath. Now, for my age, I should have done 11 in 30 seconds. I'm trying to make this real clear for you. And I can post this on my next letter, or you can even access it. I'll give you the information. I did 14 sit to stands in 30 seconds. Okay. Now we're going to take it in again after you get your breath back. So if you're 60 to 64 and you're a woman, you should have done 12. Okay. If you're 65 to 69, you should have done 11 as a woman. If you're a man, 65 to 69, you should have done 12. Okay. And some of you are going, give me my age group. Okay. I'm trying to let you recover. Keep walking around. Get your breath back. If you're 70 to 74 and you're a woman, you should have been able to do 10 in 30 seconds. If you're 75 to 79, you should have been able to done 10. And then at 80 to 84 for a woman, you go to 9. Okay. I don't think we had any more. I don't think Doris is on this morning. If you're 90 to 94, you only have to do 4. But I would shoot for more, just so you keep really strong. So if you're a man in the 75 to 79 group, you should do 11. So see, we're right in there with them. So I want you to get better and better at that, because it is a big indicator of your risk for falling. And if you hit those parameters, you're doing good. It means you have significant strength, you're able to continue work, and your chances of falling is lower. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to start picking up our weights. So we did our first test. We'll do another one. And I'm going to use my little pad. Some of you have a pillow, right? This is a weight training class. I'm going to pick up my first weights. I'm going to pick up 5 pounds, which is what I consider light. Okay, you pick up whatever you consider light, just to give yourself a feeling of weight in your hands, okay? Then you're going to step up on your pad and you're going to bring your knee up. Then you're going to step down and step down. Let me caution you, do not go fast, because when you step up on an uncompromising, non-compromising surface, which is spongy, it just means spongy. It means it's moving, okay? It's not compromising, and you have to find your balance. I just added 10 pounds to my frame. I can hold on to it here, or I can put it up here. Now I'm going to choose to put mine up here because I want to release my hands and I want it to come straight down my spine, okay? So I'm going to keep my tummy tight, and I'm just going to feel this first move, and then we're going to do some of those very moves that I warned you about, right? So I'm switching, and I'm just coming up here and coming back down, and I'm stepping up. And when you step up, you want to not over lean. You want to keep your tummy super tight. You want to keep your knees soft as you change legs. See how I'm doing this? It's a knee up and back. So now I'm doing repeated stepping, and I've added 10 pounds to my frame, okay? Which is very doable because you have the biggest muscles in your body working at this, okay? You have your whole core stabilizing you. You're working the biggest muscles in your legs and butt in order to do this move. So you're firing on all levels here. And I added the complexity of your foot has to move every which way in order to proprioception so that you don't fall on your face, right? So you keep your knees soft as you're doing this repeated stepping on the mat. And the key here is don't go fast. Just do about 10 to 20. And whenever I say 10 to 20, I count both knees rising as one. So in other words, this is one and this is and. See how that works? See, Kathy knows this very well. And I think we're at a pretty good repetition. I can keep stepping on my dogs that keep moving around. Okay, take a big breath. Take a big breath. Just do one more cycle. This is one more and then finish. And notice when you're doing that kind of repetitive motion, whether or not you lock your knee. Many of you do, and you don't even realize it. Who knew? Okay, now 5 pounds, and we're going to go up in weight quickly. So stay with me. You get to choose which weight you are going to select. Okay, so see how I stepped out there? See how I stepped out? Rib cage is up, but what am I going to do? Here's my pole. I'm going to go around and back. See that? And I'm going to come back. Then I'm going to step around and back. Here's the trainer's tip. Are you ready? When you have put 5 pounds in both hands or anything, and you go and reach out, wow, is that going to be pulling? Be ready. Shoulders are down. Tummy is in. Rib cage is up. Make this move really do benefit to your whole core, to your shoulders, to your vertebrae. Yes, your legs can handle this very nicely because they're much bigger muscles. But now, when we're doing what we did with that pole, again, if you're a shoulder person and you've chosen weights, you might be able to only do 1 or 2 at the level of your shoulders. If you need to drop and just do a low rowing action, that is acceptable. What's not acceptable is straining and leaning and doing all kinds of weird stuff with your back. That's not acceptable. And taking your wrist out of neutral. That's not acceptable. So drop your shoulders into the nose, out through the mouth. When you're here, you should feel the greatest pressure in your core. Take a big breath in with the nose, out through the mouth. Say rib cage up. We're only going to do about 4 more. Stay with me. Keep your shoulders down. Make sure you're coming right off the ball of that foot. Shoulders down, wrists neutral. You can go low, or you can go medium, or you can come right through the shoulders. You notice I didn't say go up. I don't want you going way up. Not right now. I want you going at the height of your shoulder joint. Big breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, I think I said 4 more, didn't I? Kathy's screaming, yes, you said 4, and that was 5. Anyway, I remember. Okay, so right here, I'm going to do 2 moves before I change my weights. Are you ready? I'm going to cross over. Remember that move that we started with this morning? Remember that? Do both sides so you get a bearings readout. Okay, drop your shoulders. I have my weights here. Tummies are in. You don't have to go big. As a matter of fact, some of you get really panicky when you think about crossing like this because you have had bad experience with falling and you get tangled up, right? if you can just go in line with your back toe, great, okay? You don't have to go all the way over here if you don't feel comfortable doing that with weights in your hands. Just approach a kind of a heel-toe position. See what I'm saying? Because that's gonna move you toward getting more confidence. Got it? You know what? This little move, seriously, when you do that, and you do some of those back moves back here, like I've done before, oh my goodness. If I could get the teachers in America, anywhere, to do some of these simple stepping crossover moves with their kids standing right by their desk through their day, just takes 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Oh my goodness. They would have much better retention. Their brains would be on board better. You have better oxygen uptake because you're moving. Anyway, I digress. Okay. So now what I want you to do is 2 moves with your arms with light weights. I have a lot of people out there that have had to rehab or are rehabbing, or they have a funny shoulder. They'll tell me I have a funny shoulder, okay? And so I start laughing because they have a funny shoulder. I know, it's very corny, but I understand what a funny shoulder is. So if you have a funny shoulder, one or both, this one's for you, y'all. So I'm going to turn my hands out. See this? This is about a 45 degree. This is straight on. All right, straight on. But I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to come here. And I'm going to come down. And I'm going to come here. I'm going to keep that hand turned at a 45 degree angle. I'm just going to tap the sides of my shoulder. I do not want to go up. Okay? I'm doing a 45 degree. And what does this do? It makes me pull my scapula together. Okay? In order to do this, and I get on board with a simple turn out of my hands, and I'm just a high, my position is a high hip hinge, okay? And I'm squeezing my butt every time I come up. Squeeze your butt right there. Go right to the shoulders. See that? Yeah. Go into the heels, in through the nose, out through the mouth. So I'm finally making my shoulders, which means the whole shoulder girdle, which encompasses the posterior deltoids or shoulders, all the shoulder girdle, which is around the scapula. It's finally making them work like they're supposed to keep your scapula stabilized, okay? Keep your shoulders down. And then we're doing several, but we're chose the light weight. You don't do this with a super heavy weight. Not yet, anyway. Take a breath, just one more. There. Okay, now we rotate back. Now we pull the scapula in even more. What's the scapula? It's your shoulder blades, okay? So your elbows are down. Very important here. Do not flare. Keep your elbows down, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now I want you to take and pull your scapula together like you're trying to hold a pencil between your shoulder blades. Then bring them forward. Again, with your shoulders, your elbows what? Everybody should be screaming. Down. Okay? Open. Squeeze that pencil. Yeah, squeeze the pencil. Okay, bring it back forward. My knees are soft. I'm not locked. And I'm opening. I'm doing a hinge, which the shoulder is capable of a hinging motion. Only many of us has lost the ability of that because we didn't keep doing our PT, our physical therapy. So we're doing little snippets of therapy. Look at my elbows. Okay, pull them back. Squeeze the pencil. Drop your shoulders. Don't squeeze if you haven't dropped your shoulders. Squeeze, and now come forward. Yeah. The elbows are almost going to touch. Woo! Breath. Keep your elbows down. Squeeze the pencil. Bring it back. And then go push, 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 push. It's just an open and close of the elbow. You are not lifting your shoulder anymore. Keeping your shoulders down. Opening and closing at the elbow. Tap, 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 and bring them down. I know. Are you having fun? I hope so. Okay. So we did our hinge motion. Very important. And we did our scapula retracting. Getting it down in the shoulder, the back. Okay, so I just changed my weights, and now I'm going to pick up 10. But before I do that, I'm going to recover, right? I'm going to recover. I was just talking to somebody yesterday. Her high school freshman daughter is in a cheer type team, and she was describing to me some stuff that the coach was having them do. And I reminded her, and she was questioning, is this too much? And I'm like, she said, my daughter doesn't want me to say anything. And I said, yeah, I know. And then coaches who are not trainers start having lots of injuries. You know why? Because they don't give adequate recovery. They keep hammering these kids that are in their performance season, and then even on their off days, they have them, do like some really hard workouts. Well, you can do a workout. That's fine. I don't have any problem with that, but it needs to be a recovery workout. Okay, and I have anybody that's out there working with coaching or anything, you really need to take a look at recovery. That's what we just did. We recovered. Okay, now I'm going to pick up 10 pounds. All right. Got my weight gloves on. I'm going to step wide. I'm going to keep my back extended. I'm going to grab my weights. Okay. And here I am, right here. I'm going to step over into my chair position. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to continue to recover because I pushed you on your weaker muscles around the shoulder girdle. So now what I'm going to do is just let them rest right here. See, I'm not gripping them. I'm opening my hand, but they're resting on top of my knee. See that? Okay. My feet are wide. That's very important. When I go to sit down, what am I going to do? Everybody should be screaming. Shine your taillights. Yes, shine your taillights. Now come on down, and you have landing. See, I have my weights right here, right? If you are not comfortable, if your knees are, it's okay if they creak, it's not okay if they hurt. If you have knee pain, and I will tell you, when I was heading into my knee replacement, there's no way I could do this next move. My knee was bone on bone. Boy, did it hurt. So what would I do? What would I do if I were me back before my knee replacement? I would put one of the weights down. I would use my hand to help me get in position so that I could come to standing without putting more pressure on an already very painful knee. So that's the modification that I would use. And some of you have both knees. So you need to either use a weight vest, which would be a great solution. Then you could use your hands freely to come up and then come back down. So what I'm telling you is we're fixing to stand up and sit down, and I'm going to do it with 20 extra pounds. That's what I picked up. So whatever you picked up, that's what you're going to be doing. Now I'm letting you, for this first couple, put it right here on your knees. Open wide. Don't look like a duck when you're, just make it comfortable so that you can come up and down and your hips don't hurt. Okay, everybody's a tiny bit different, but in general, we need to pretty much be pretty forward. Okay, you ready? In through the nose, out through the mouth as you push into your heels. Now squeeze your butt. Now go back down. Yes. Drop your shoulders. Squeeze and come up. Now squeeze your butt. Okay, release. And you see, I'm letting you have your hands right here on the top of your knees. Squeeze. And then come back down. Now, I am going to take the weights and go to the side. You can keep them here. That's perfectly fine. We're going to do 3 or 4 more. You can either come here or you can come here, okay? Like that. Got it? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Make sure you see your landing spot. Don't drift, okay? Here we go. Back down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Squeeze your butt right now. And back. And you'll see me whenever I go to sit down. I look as I'm hip hinging. I don't do the forward head thing to look. I hip hinge and I glance. I tuck my chin. Okay? Let's do this 2 more times. Okay, ready? Right there, I'm glancing to make sure I know where I'm sitting. And up, big breath, and back. Nice. Okay. We're going to keep these 10-pounders right here on top of the knee. Okay? We're going to open the hip. Open the hip, drop the shoulders, drop the chin, tighten your tummy, and lift with that weight that you've chosen right there. You're just letting it settle on top of the knee. So you're working against that weight. I'm doing a few kickouts. Okay, I should say leg presses so you don't think you're kicking. Kicking kind of means you're out of control. I want you to stay in control. Okay, you ready? In through the nose, out through the mouth, stop your shoulders. Say rib cage up, lift, press, press, yeah, press, press. Big breath, keep your chin tucked. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Press and press and come back. Okay? Now, I'm going to just lean in, okay? Lean in right here. I'm going to say rib cage up, okay? Stay in that position. Keep your chin tucked. And I'm going to do the same move that we did a while ago, standing up. We're squeezing our shoulder blades together. So what does that mean? That means when I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together and I'm working 20 pounds here, I want to keep my shoulders down. So I go down, woo, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Say rib cage up. Don't cave. Don't cave on me. Rib cage up. Rib cage up. Tuck your chin. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Woo! Big breath. Go. Breath. Go. 2 more. 1 more. And open. Nice. Okay. Now, get ready because we're going to do that second test. And some of you might say, well, I'm tired. No, actually, This is a perfect time to do it, because what happens when you get too tired to ambulate properly, to catch, to get your foot up on that curve? Yeah, you fall. So this is a great time to do. Plus, we've done a lot of movements. Your muscles are percolating now. You're ready to go. So I gave you some of the stats. I won't go over them again. I will post them if you want me to, or tell you where to find them. Okay. Okay. So are you ready? So we'll start sitting. We're going to go like this, or I told you that if you needed to use your hands here, that's fine, or use your hands down here. This is where we're trying to go. So if you need assistance, then it will skew the test a bit. However, be careful, safety first, okay? You want to do, it's a time test, but you want to be safe. Okie dokie. Okay, this is going to be 30 seconds. It's a sit to stand as many times as you can in 30 seconds. Are you ready? And go. 1, and you go all the way down. I got 4. I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, stop. Oh, so 14, 15 for me. Again, how'd you do? Okay, write it down somewhere. This is a little test that you can take anytime, but set your parameters correctly, okay? Make sure you're going to be safe. And then you keep doing tasks through your week that's going to help you pass that test. And what we just did with sit to stand with weights will do exactly that, okay? So here's my 2 10-pounds, all right? Now I'm going to take the element of standing out of the equation just for this one, because I've upped in weights, correct? So I'm going to bring the weights right here. I'm going to get myself in position. What does that mean? Shoulders down, rib cage up. Yeah. I'm going to bring a weight here. I'm going to bring a weight here. Okie dokie. I'm going to open. Yeah. So now I've got quite a bit more weight. 20 pounds instead of 10 pounds. Okay. So I come right here to the front and then I open. Now, if I was somebody with diagnosed osteoporosis in my shoulders, I would use my little shoulder here. See that? And I wouldn't use maybe quite as much weight. So I come forward and then I open. And I come forward and I open. And I come forward and I open. And I come forward and open. We're just going to do 3 more. Stay with me. Stay with me. Shoulders down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 1 more. Keep your chin tucked. And come back. And now just go like this. 1 and. Okay, tight tummy. Breathe. Breathe. Yes. Breath. Oh, yeah, just to the shoulder. To the shoulder. To the shoulder. Now I'm opening and closing. I'm not swinging. I'm opening and closing at the hip. Okay, my shoulders are down. Breath. My shoulder blades are in. That's a protection. And it's helping you use the muscles you're supposed to. Yeah, your biceps, your triceps, your deltoids. your pecs. Yes, they're all working. Okay, one more cycle. Okay, that means 1 and 2 in. Okay, that I meant one after the other one. Okay. Okay. I know. Kathy's griping. You said one more. Well, see, you didn't know what I meant, Kathy. Okay. Okay, lean in. Yes. See, lean in. You got it? Okay. Now I'm going to put really good pressure without standing. So that's important that I keep extended. So I'm going to put my weights right here. Put my weights right here. Okay. So this is going to be a little different. I'm going to say shoulders down. And then I'm going to open back until I feel my abdominals kicking. Yes, they are kicking, meaning they are stabilizing. They are doing what they were meant to do. They weren't meant to do repeated setup type motion, all right? They were specifically designed to stabilize your midsection so that you could use your arms and your legs effectively. That's what abdominals, core muscles are for. So what am I doing? Well, I'm crossing midline. I'm opening. I have lots of pressure, good pressure in the abdominal muscles. I am not hurting my back. I'm opening through the hip just enough until I feel my stomach really kick in. Then I'm going to just act like I'm going to cross my leg, and then I don't. See that? So you open, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Act like you're going to cross your legs, but then don't. Meaning we're not doing a normal cross-legged sitting. We're not putting the pressure and letting it just hang there, shutting off circulation. That's not what we're doing. We're acting like we're crossing, but we're keeping the leg in elevation. Okay? Breath, just a couple more. Here we go. Open at the hip. Make sure your rib cage is up. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Rib cage up. Tuck your chin. Woo! You should be feeling that stomach. Duh! And come back. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to bring those weights down. I'm going to take a big deep breath. Yes. And I'm going to go ahead and stand with my weights. So what's the first thing most of you, I would be yelling at you to do? Many of you, when you go to stand, you've got your legs in like this. Wrong. Open those babies, okay? Open them out so that you can lean in just a bit, kind of like your nose over your toes type thing. I say shine your tail lights. It's the same thing, okay? But I'm going to stand up now with 20 pounds added, okay? This is weight loading. This is very functional weight loading because you have to stand up and sit down all day long, right? Okay, here we go. Drop your shoulders, rib cage up, in through the nose, exhale, heels, and you're up. You should be squeezing your butt right now. Yes, squeezing it. Okay, now I'm going to put these weights down. I'm going to step wide. I'm going to push the butt back. I'm going to put these weights right down in. Okay. And now I'm going to go up even more. Yeah, we're going to do carefuler things, not as much, but I am going to go up in weight. Okay. So before I do that, let's do just some basic movement, body loading. Okie dokie. We're going to go from the chair today. So here I am. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and go all the way to the floor. Fine. God bless you. However, if you want to just load gently and move with a body load, then you are going to go from the chair. You could be on the floor with your hands. That would be perfectly fine. But we're going to be right here. I have straight legs. My head is not lower than my butt right now because that would cause the blood to go into the head, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently, with my elbows soft, that's very important here. Elbows are soft, knees are soft, and I'm pushing. Now I'm going to put my head down, but only for a second. Then I'm going to come out, swing, and I'm going to hold into a plank from the chair. So this is called a high chair plank. You got it? I'm going to push back again so I know my range. Bend the knees, soften the elbows, then come back, go into the plank, and then put one foot in the middle. Keep your knee bent and push one leg back. Okay? So this is gluteal, lower back, hips, like you can't believe. Just this little move. Go on your toes, bend your knees, push back with one leg. Your elbows are soft. And then you're going to come back in and down. You're going to just do this a couple times. Push all the way out. Breath. Come back in. Back in. Breath. Push. Squeeze that butt. Elbows are soft. Bring it back in. Now step back. Swing the hips down into the chair so that you're getting a very nice back extension. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Come back up. Step in. Drop your heel. In the back, drop your heel. You should be feeling it through the calf. Got it? Now just shift your weight and bring your toe in the front up. Okay? This is a great move to do pretty much every day. And then come back down. Okie dokie. So this is a good move to do before and after you do your little sit to stand test. Okay? So now I'm going to bring my back foot forward, rub my hand, shake out my wrist, go on your fists if you have wrist issues, or just hold on to the sides of the chair. You're going to drop that heel in the back. Now you've switched your legs. Okay? Really push that leg straight. You're feeling it through the calf. You can even bend your knee slightly in the back. Okay? Then shift your weight and the toe in the front comes up and you get a whole different stretch. Okay? Very good mobility work here. Okay? Just hold it for, 10 to 15 seconds or so. Move around a little bit, see where your issues are. Okay? And ready? Check out your hands. Go into a W. See the W? The T. Yeah? The W. And then those of you who are shoulder people, you do a Y with your palms up. But see, I'm not going real high. Now, if you can go high, well, fine, go high. See, I have long arms, so I have to be careful not to hit overhead fans, things like that. But if that gives you impingement, go lower, but go palm up, okay? That's the point. Here's my W, here's my T. You can turn, and then you go into the Y, okay? So all those moves are part of what you could do for this last test that I'm going to do. So I told you I was going to do 2 tests with you today, right? I'm going to time again. So I'll pull up I'm going to get on my little pillow. See my little pillow? So stand on there with both feet first. Sponge around on it. Get used to it, how it feels. Okay? So I'm going to get, on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep saying the seconds. I'm going to say 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. See what I'm saying? This is a test where you're just standing here. Now, if you can stand here with your hands like this, that's the preferred position. But if you need your hands out here, that's fine. What I want everyone to do right now is to make sure that you're either standing in front of a chair or where you can put one hand on a chair or on a wall or on a counter. I want you to be safe. Got it? Okay. So I'm going to keep this here because I'm going to do your readout. This is going to be real quick. I'm going to say, get on your mark, get set. We're standing on 2 feet. Put one foot in the middle. Tighten your tummy. Bend your knee to your toe. See, I've got my kickstand there, correct? Then I'm just going to bring my knee up. See, I'm just going to bring my, see, I'm not doing this. That's what I'm showing you. So get ready, go to the toe, tight tummy, drop your shoulders, and bring your foot up. Try not to hold on. Okay? Hold. That's 5. Hold. I touched 1, touched 2. Okay, this is 10. This is, I touched 15. Okay, I touched. But you get the gist. I want you to get better and better at this because it works a whole bunch of systems. It works your sight. It works your hearing. It works all your proprioceptive muscles. Okay, now I'm going to go to the other foot. Now I'm going to put my little toe here for my kickstand. So I'm going to see if I'm better on one side than the other. So what are you looking at? Healthcare providers look for a one-legged standing for about 15 seconds, okay? And I'll check my facts on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I've done it many times. Sometimes they switch. It might be 20 seconds. You know, you get it. Okay. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to reset. So I'm right here. My knee is soft. Get ready. This is my troubled leg. Okay, get ready. You're going to bring the toe up and start. Okay. Keep your knee soft. Oh, touch. 5 seconds. Oh. Breath. 10 seconds. 12 seconds. That's 15 seconds. I'm thinking about it more. 20 seconds. Okay, come back off. Now, I didn't do it like this. I had it where I was hovering here so I could just tap and stay in the move. But you get, that's how you train for it. But at some point, I want you to get to where you can just come up and just undo that toe and just hold it on there. Okay? And so when I'm not holding that thing, but if you can do that, then you go to the different arm moves. The W, the T, the Y. Okay? And you just keep challenging yourself to do one-legged standing. That is a huge tool chest for you right now that you can take with you over the weekend. You can have whole parties standing around on one leg. Okay, I'm going to take this recording off.